RGEEK sent me their X3 air circulating fan for Quest 3. It's a facial interface and fan combo. I've had time to check it out, and I'll let you know what I think. Before we get too far, I want to remind everybody that I'm giving away a Quest 3 when I hit 1,500 subscribers. And right now, I'm just 44 away from giving it to one of you. All you got to do for a chance to enter is subscribe to my channel, and in the comments of this video, comment hashtag Quest 3. That's it. That's all you got to do. And you'll have a chance to win your own Quest 3. Now, on to the review. Inside the box, you get the facial interface itself. You can see the vents along the top. On this side, you get the facial interface pad, which is a PU leather pad. It doesn't absorb moisture in any way. Super, super soft foam on the inside. You get a nose piece that comes with it to help block light from down below. And then you get an adjustment knob here. Let's see if we can pick this up on camera. So for glasses spacers, it's got a super slick adjustment knob that allows you for more spacing for your glasses if you don't use prescription lenses. That's a pretty slick way of doing things. Also inside the box, you get a second facial interface pad, same PU leather, same super soft foam underneath. You get the fan mechanism. Got a USB-C charge port and 3-position switch for off, low, and high. Low and high. The fan design is pretty cool. It's got air intakes front and back, and exhaust front and back. You'll see more on that in a second. Also in the box, you get lens protectors in case you're storing it in a backpack or you're taking it from place to place. You get a charge cord to help charge the fan. You can also use this charge cord to charge this from the Quest 3. Last thing in the box, you get the instructions. These are always important. We always want to file those in a super safe place so they don't get lost. Installing the fan on the facial interface is super simple. It actually has magnets on the fan that attach to little metal pieces in here. You can just drop it in place, but that's not actually fully attached. What you want to do, there's a little rail. Let's see if you can see it right there. And it matches up. So you start off kind of at an angle and then press in place and pull it down. You hear that snap. Now it's installed correctly. In this position, the way the fan is placed, it's going to be pulling air from up inside the nose piece, cooling off the air in here and drying up some of the fog, and then blowing it out the front. That's the way I like to have it set up. I'll tell you why in a minute. You can also pull it off and install it the other way. I know from your angle it looks fairly similar, but what that's going to do is it's going to pull air from the outside, blow it in on your eyes and around inside the face piece, and then exhaust it out through the nose hole, or schnoz hole, as I like to call it. Let me put it on the Quest 3 and I'll tell you why you don't really want to use it in that way. So now the RGEEK X3 air circulating fan for Quest 3 is installed on my Quest 3. And if you look around the edge of the Quest 3, all the way around in that circle, there's a little bit of a gap. That is for airflow. And because heat rises, when the Quest 3 is cooling itself, hot air is coming up here. If the fan for the RGEEK X3 is facing this way, it's pulling the warm air from the Quest 3 right through here and into the area where your eyes, your face, and the lenses are, and then exhausting it out. So it's blowing warm air on top of you.
I actually drew me some really nice eyebrows before I walked out the house, and then by the time I got to the car, they had melted off.
If you pop it off and flip it around this way, now you're pulling up through the nose piece, drying the air around your face, cooling your face, and blowing warm air at the top which is actually pushing some of the hot air from the Quest 3 away farther. This is the way to do things. So now I'm going to try it on and we're going to check for light bleed. Okay, it is on. I've got my flashlight. I don't see any light bleed along the top or sides at all. The only place I get light bleed is right in through the nose. And with the fan on the low setting, I can barely hear it. Let's check it with fan on high. I can hear it with the fan on high. It's not bad, but you can hear it. If you're in game, you're probably not going to notice it even on high. With the fan in the low setting, I got between 3 hours and 3.5 hours-ish of use out of the fan on a single charge. On the high setting, I got about 2 hours and 15 minutes, maybe stretch it to 2 hours and 30 minutes on the high setting. That's not too bad. I find the RGEEK X3 facial interface fits my face shape very well. The pad, it could be a little stiffer.
Really? Nothing.
Because it mashes down so easily, it actually brings my face really super close to my lenses, and with the prescription lenses I have inside, they just stick out a little bit more, and this compresses so much that I can actually feel it touching, which just causes me to use the glasses spacer to adjust it to just get my face a little farther away from those lenses. It's not bad, it's just so soft that it kind of mashes in a little bit. Now I know what you're thinking. Will the RGEEK X3 air circulating fan and facial interface, will it work with the BOBOVR S3 Pro? And it will. It sits a little higher just because of the fan ventilation holes right in here, but it works just fine. And if you use it in the mode that I suggested, where it's sucking air through near the face and exhausting it out the front, instead of the hot air just rising up and getting sucked into the intake fan on the BOBOVR S3, it actually blows it farther away from the ventilation fan. Not a long ways, but it gets it farther away, so it's not sucking warm air in and blowing that around your forehead. Pretty cool. So final answer, what do I think about the RGEEK X3? I like it. It's my new go-to for now. We'll see if that stays that way, but for now, this is the one I'm gonna use. I like the adjustments for glasses and spaces and whether or not there are lenses in there. If you hand it to someone else, it's super quick and easy to adjust it for them. I like that it blows the heat from the Quest 3 away from the intake on the BOBOVR S3 Pro. That's pretty cool. Using it in intake mode like I am, it actually cools my face while keeping fog-free lenses, blowing the warm air away. You can't go wrong. I like it a lot. So I'm gonna leave a link in the description and pinned comments so you can get one for yourself. And that is what's happening. See ya.
It's 207 degrees out here. Can you call the police on the sun?